friends, my name is Tiffany Foreman and I am your Pampered Chef Consultant, and I am so excited to be here tonight with you to show you a recipe that is new to me. So we'll be working through it together. I have to front out tell you I am pampered, not perfect. So we'll see how it goes. I love the Pampered Chef first and foremost. I've been doing this for almost 15 years and mostly cooking shows right here and usually in front of people. This is a next step in my Pampered Chef business, is doing virtual parties across the US. Thank you guys for joining me in California. I know it's early evening there, so excuse the darkness outside, but we are gonna get started and show you guys some of my favorite tools, some of the things that I use for most every dinner prep, and just talk to you about my experience with the products, and then feel free to ask me questions below. I'll kind of creep up and look to see what you guys have said, and we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about cooking to serve more than once. I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old. My 13-year-old is the size of a grown man because he's 5'11" and 185 pounds. So when I grocery shop, at least once a week, I grab this pack of chicken at our local grocery store, okay? So this pack is always $1.79 at our store, and it's roughly 5 pounds. So it always comes out to about between $9 and $11, depending on how big the pack is. This is what I always get. So this is a lot of chicken. However, I feel like if I cook it once and serve it 2 or 3 times, that I've gotten my money's worth out of my products and I've gotten the most out of my time. So I'm gonna show you what I do with the chicken. This is what I do at least once a week in my home. And this is actually, my family's gonna eat this. So this is like real dinner prep for you guys. So I'm gonna angle the camera down a little bit so you can see my hands a little bit better. If you see a stray animal, either hear it or see it. It could be 2-legged or 4-legged. I do apologize, but there are other people who live here besides me. Okay, so let me angle down. All right, so what you see here is my closing cut. This is what I'm gonna use to fillet my chicken breast. So before I can do that, I'm gonna use my kitchen shears and go ahead and zip open the package. So this is just what I do at least once a week at home. My hands are clean, even though I know you guys aren't going to be eating this, but you know, I pick up the chicken breast. This is like my least favorite thing that I have to do when it comes to cooking, but I clean up the chicken breast using my kitchen shears. So I like to get whatever this thing is right in here. I don't know if it's a tendon, a tenderloin, like whatever that is, we're getting rid of that. All right, so then I just kind of look at my chicken breast, clean it up the best way you want. Now, most of us know that this part right here is big and fat. This part's a little bit skinnier. And if we want to get a nice even cook, it's nicer if you can fillet this. So you probably have seen other shows that show you how to fillet a chicken breast. I am not very good at that. So I have this product here called the Closing Cut. When I first got it, I was like, I'm never gonna use that to cut grapes or grape tomatoes or a bagel. It's just gonna take up room in my cabinet. Then a friend showed me how to use it. So I get a couple chicken breasts cleaned up, and this is actually nice and still really cold. It's almost frozen. I have a feeling my fingers are going to be numb when we're done. But what I do, even if I want to freeze half of this, I clean it all up at once. So that had some nasty luck on there. And I'm just gonna take that piece out and then get it cleaned up. So yes, I know I'm wasting that part, but I feel like I got it for $1.79. By the time I do that, I probably have wasted $1, but then I've gotten a better price for the volume that I've bought. So this is at our local grocery store. I don't even have to go to the big box and do all that. So I just go up to our local grocery store. So maybe you have one where you are that you can do that too. I know some stores sell chicken like cheaper on certain days. I can't remember if it's Whole Foods or Fresh Market or something like that. Maybe it's Fresh Market. That on Tuesdays, chicken's $1.88 or something like that. All right, so I'm almost halfway through the package. Clean it all up. This one's pretty good, not too bad here. I like to take that piece out, whatever that is. Oh, so excuse the rumbling that you hear. That's not thunder. That's just cats running up and down the upstairs, probably being chased by one of the humans that are my offspring. All right, so clean that up. My finger's starting to freeze a little bit, but there you got those big old breasts cleaned up there. And then I'm gonna show you what I've cut off so you can kind of guesstimate the waste, if you will. But this is what my family would end up cutting out and saying, I can't eat that. So that's why I just go ahead and cut it off and clean it up pretty good. All right, so if you notice, this is what's left. All right, so that's all that yuckiness. All right, so I'm just gonna take this, I have a trash bag over behind me. I'm gonna toss it in the trash bag. Now, what I'm gonna do with this chicken is I'm gonna fillet it. Like so this is what I do every time. So I'm gonna make myself just a little bit of room, grab my chicken fillet, I'm gonna put it right here. I kind of squish it in there a little bit, all right? And I'm gonna use one of my Forge cutlery knives. This is our chef's knife. It's a 7-inch knife. You need at least a 7-inch knife to use this. A 5-inch is not long enough, so you need at least a 7-inch knife. You can buy this by itself, or you can buy it with one of our color-coded knives. This is the Forge knife. All right, so I'm gonna take this plastic covering off so you can see the knife nice and shiny. Any games of throwing people out there? If you are, you'll know that knives, like swords back in the medieval days, were heated and hammered over and over again. Put it in the fire, bring it out, hammer it. That's what forged means. It's also full tang. Can you see the metal right there? It goes all the way through. The extra metal that's right here means that the knife is bolstered. It's very even in your hand. And then this handle is not so that it is so slick it would slip out of your hand. I do hand wash my knives. This knife is actually still a little wet because I just washed it. And I dry them pretty quickly too. I know I was putting this back over here so they don't oxidize. I do not dishwash these knives, but these are lifetime guarantees, so you will absolutely love them. All right, so I'm gonna set it down on the closing cut. So you see it's resting right there. I'm gonna push this down using the palm of my hand because the chicken is on my fingers, but it's not on my palm. And then I'm just gonna go through. Okay, so I went all the way through, and then, see, I have that one, and I have that one. Beautiful, right? 2 filet chicken breast. All right, and then I just keep doing that over and over again. I've got a cutting mat up here on the counter. They come in a set of 3. And I just use them all the time. Oh, I didn't go all the way through that one. This is I'm looking at you guys and not looking down here at what I'm doing. All right, so I just do all this. But the cutting mat that's down here, it comes in a set of 3. There are big ones and small ones. This is the big one. And so this is what I use at every show. This is if you've been to one of my station style shows, a live cooking show. I make, station 1 is always filleting the chicken and getting it ready for the grill. So that's what we're doing here tonight. We are filleting the chicken, and I'm actually going to cook half of it now with you guys, and then the other half once we get off camera so the kids can have some stuff for some wraps tomorrow. They like to do chicken and lettuce and whatever condiment of the week they like, and make some sandwich wraps. All right, so there's our second to last one, all filleted, ready to go. Let's see, do I have any questions? I use my kitchen shears to do the same. Yeah, I never knew to cut that off. You can cut it off if you want. It's personal preference, definitely. It's just, I know it's kind of chewy. It's like that piece that you're like, oh, what is that? So I always just kind of take it out. Here you can kind of see it a little bit better because I cut it out. There's still a little bit left right there, but I just cut that out. All right, so here is our filet chicken breast. I'm going to take our closing cut and move it over to the sink. And then my knife, I'm going to go ahead and get that out of our way because we don't need that right now. And then show you what I do. Okay, so I'm going to take the chicken. I just lay it on my cutting mat. I make a nice, even 1 layer. And so I can season it, okay? All right, I'm gonna season the other half a different way, so I'm just gonna set that over to the side. So this is plenty for this side. All right, so this is one of my favorite seasonings, crushed peppercorn and garlic. It's one of our rubs, and I use it all the time. So I do not measure when it comes to seasoning my chicken. All right, so I just sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle all over one side, okay? You're like, Tiffany, what about the other side? I'm gonna tell you that in a minute, okay? So I'm just gonna sprinkle, sprinkle all over. And this is my chicken hand. This is my hand that's dry that I can use that. You should always have a wet hand and a dry hand. I'm not done touching this, so that's why I haven't washed my hand yet. So let's come over to cookware. All right, follow me this way. All right, so here's my stove, here's my cookware. In the new catalog, so that started March 1, we have 2 lines of cookware. We have our stainless steel cookware with a non-stick inside, and then we have our our new non-stick cookware. So let me show you first, our stainless steel. All right, so it's stainless steel all around, right? Like your traditional stainless steel. The handles are pretty much soldered on, so we don't have rivets on the inside where stuff cooks up. But they have this new technology that this mesh And it's not textured, it just looks like it is. It is non-stick. So it's amazing because I was always scared to cook with stainless steel, but now this is just, it's so awesome. It allows, if you look closely, enough of the stainless steel shows through to still give you the same properties of the chicken and stuff that when you do a protein that sticks to it so that you can do your roux that turn into your gravies and sauces and still have all that awesome flavor. So this is the 12-inch skillet. It does have a lid. We are not gonna be using that tonight. After time, you see I've used mine a little bit. It has a little bit of a different color on the bottom. That is totally normal, and it will do that. This is lifetime guarantee, and it is dishwasher safe. However, I usually have so many plates and bowls and cups that I end up hand washing this because it's so easy to clean. All right, so there's our stainless steel. We're gonna get our grill pan warm here in a second. Our press fits right inside our grill pan. I call this grilling it like a girl because here in Virginia, I don't like to grill when it's hot, cold, muggy, or buggy, and it seems like that's happening all in one day right now. So I love the grill pan. I don't have to worry if the propane tank is full, if it's raining outside, all that stuff. So when they redid this, they actually made it so the handle is removable. So all of our cookware has removable handles. Excuse the four-legged animal. We have four, so that these come off. So they're all interchangeable. So it makes it easier to store this size, which is the biggest one and the longest one in the collection, versus trying to store it with the whole pan, right? Because that's a lot to store in a cabinet. So I love that the handle's removable. Both sets of cookware are oven safe, so you can start on top and finish it underneath. And to get it ready for our protein, we're gonna put the press in here. Oh, did I tell you this is dishwasher safe too? That's what's amazing is we've never had non-stick cookware that's dishwasher safe. I will tell you that the bottom does oxidize over time. So see mine has been in the dishwasher. All right, and then I'm gonna show you a different piece that has not been in the dishwasher yet. Okay, so that's mine. I'm gonna turn this on so that we can get our chicken on here in a minute, but I like to get the pan hot. I like to get the press hot. When I can feel the heat about right here, that's when I go ahead and put my chicken on. So we're gonna leave that like that. I am gonna wash this hand now because I wanna show you another piece of cookware. All right, so in the same line as our non-stick cookware is our new multi-pot. All right, so I'll show you the bottom first. See how shiny it is? That's what it looks like if you don't put it in the dishwasher. This cookware is actually made in Germany. You can see that on the bottom if you look close enough. But this is the new multi-pot. So this is something that I used this weekend. I just use it to steam some broccoli. I've used it to make good old-fashioned Kraft mac and cheese in the bottom and steam the veggies on top. But I love that when you go to add something, the lid sits right in there like that. Can you guys see that? Or is that on the angle right? Let me turn it. Look at that. The lid sits right in the handle. So when you're doing a soup or something, the condensation goes right down there. It also has a colander drainer with it that you can collapse and uncollapse, so we'll make it full. So imagine filling up your pot with water and your pasta. You put the whole thing in here and boil it, and then put the lid on, let it sit for the, your extended period of time. When you're done, you pull this up and your pasta is drained. Isn't that awesome? So the other night when I did the blue box mac and cheese down here and I steamed broccoli up here, I only collapsed it like one level so that I could have some space. So that is something you can do, is just bring it all up, or just maybe go one level down. So I just push it down like that, so it's only halfway down. And about the time the water came to a boil and added the pasta was about all the time I needed to do the broccoli. So I put the lid on, let it do its job. When it was done, I pulled the broccoli off, okay? And then you're thinking, well, how are you gonna drain your mac and cheese if you've already used the drainer? Well, what's awesome is this lid has space right here. It's not meant to be completely tight, so that you just take it over to the sink like this and pour it and drain the pasta like that. It is so awesome. I absolutely love this. So cookware is one of the most expensive lines in our catalog. 70% of the catalog is $30 and under. That other 30% is pretty much sitting right here on my stove, is the cookware collection. This pot with steamer and lid and all that is the most expensive one. It is $300. I know, gasp. Okay, but if you host a show in April, you can get this set for $120 because it's 60% off. So if this is something that would make your life easier in the kitchen, add it to your wish list, because this might just be something you want to get by hosting your own party. All right, so I'm gonna move this over. All right, so over here, let's go back to my grill pan. Can you see the grill pan right there? All right, so I can feel the heat about right here. I always like to use my micro grips because even though this is not super duper hot right now, the heat does conduct from the, what is the press? Cast iron press up the handle, and then it does start to get hot. So it's not hot right now, but I'm still gonna use safety, and we're gonna pull the press off. I set it aside like that for a second, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the chicken that's behind me. All right, so just give me 1 second as you look at my adorable kitty who is playing peekaboo with the camera and looking at you guys. I guess he knows I'm making dinner, and I guess he thinks he's gonna get some, which I never feed him, so I don't know why he would think that. All right, so here's our chicken that's seasoned. All right, turn you guys just a little bit that way. There's our chicken. All right, so this is the seasoned chicken. I'm gonna put it seasoning side down. Notice there's no oil, just the seasoning. And I crushed this chicken in here so close to each other because I want to get all of these breasts in here at the same time, okay? So I'm not shy, they're all touching, all right? And I have one more, so I'm going to have to squeeze him in there. All right, so we're going to get rid of that mat. All right, now it's time to season the other side. So that's what I wanted, to only season the one side, so I don't have to flip it. Put it down like this, we're gonna season the other side. Again, this is crushed peppercorn and garlic. This is really tasty. My other favorite is Southwest, because then we can do Mexican style wraps or tacos, nachos, chicken enchilada, something like that. Put your press on. Okay, and as it sits, the press is gonna suction down, and then that's how you know when it's time to release this, is when the press releases. Another cue is looking at the protein. I can see that it's cooking and it will turn white. So we're gonna leave that just like that. We're gonna come on over. Actually, let's do our egg real quick. All right, so we've got our burner. Let's do our front burner. Put it on medium heat. I'm gonna put a little oil in the pan because that's what the recipe says to do. So with this, even though it's nonstick, I'm gonna follow whatever the recipe says to do. Because that's what Pampered Chef guidelines say. Okay, so with this is the kitchen spritzer. I've got EVOO in here. Here's the trick. You pump it till it feels like it's hard and you can't pump it anymore. And then you spray it. All right, so I'm spraying a little oil in there. All right, then you gotta burp it. Okay, and I just threw the top across the room. All right, so you burp it, release that pressure. A lot of people don't know that. They leave the pressure built up and then they don't know why it doesn't pump anymore. All right, so that's what we're gonna do there. Let me grab our eggs, because we're gonna do some cauliflower fried rice. All right, so I've got over here, it says 1 egg and 2 egg whites. So I used my egg separator, all right, to do my one. Here's my 1 yolk. All right, I'm gonna toss that in with my chicken trash. Sorry, baby chicken, bye-bye. All right, and then I'm just going to take and do my other egg. This is one of my prep bowls. It's our 3-cup prep bowl. This is the 3-cup, it comes in a set of 2. The 2-cup comes in a set of 2, and then the 1 cup comes in a set of 6. I love them for different prep or just a little bit of leftover, especially when my kids were smaller. If you're doing portion control, they're great too. All right, we're gonna get rid of that yolk and put that over there, and then we're gonna whisk. So just a nice traditional stainless steel whisk, and get that all mixed up in there. And it says to add a little bit of salt too. All right, so that was 2 whites, 1 full egg, whisked in our 3-cup prep bowl. We're gonna add a little salt. This is our pink Himalayan sea salt. Can you guys see the pink in there? All right, so that's our pink Himalayan sea salt, and then our set. I think it's really pretty. And it will go with pretty much with any kitchen because it's pretty neutral in color. So it's the salt and pepper set, you got the peppercorn medley, and then the salt, and it comes in a little stand. My kids know to grab this and bring it right over to the kitchen table at dinner time. All right, so we're gonna add our egg over here to our nonstick pan. Get rid of this bowl. All right, so our chicken. Now I'm gonna show you guys this. It's gonna be hard for me to really indicate how sucked down this is, but when I go to pick this up, like it really is sticky down on there. So it's gonna do that with any kind of protein. So chicken, chops, steak, fish, that's when you know it is not time to flip, okay? When it releases easier, even if the chicken sticks to the top of it, it's okay. When it releases that suction between the pan and the press, that's when you flip it. And I'll be using my my professional tongs here to do all that. All right, so while we're waiting on these two things to get warm, let me talk about the breakfast buddies, because I know these are on Sherry's list. All right, you got your pancake blender bottle, because I know everyone has time to get out a bowl, a whisk, a measuring cup, a measuring spoon, and make a hot breakfast for their family. Say what? All right, so with this thing, you're going to just follow the pictures. Measure your milk to the first line, your flour to the second line, add a pinch of salt. You're gonna use the cap to do your baking soda, not Arm & Hammer baking powder, soda, right? That's baking soda, baking powder. Sugar, and then the egg. So this side is your directions for 6. This side is your directions for 12. No need to know how to read. Put your cap on, shake like that, and then you pour it on your skillet when you're done. If your baking powder is pretty potent stuff, you might need to burp it and let a little bit escape. My other buddy is my ceramic egg cooker. You're gonna love this. I have tons of recipes to share with you for this, not just for breakfast, but I can drop 2 or 3 eggs in here, add some protein, add some veggies, put it in the microwave, and have a nice hot breakfast. A customer stopped me today when I was out and about that I know, and she's like, I need that for my oatmeal. She's like, because I drive around for an hour in the morning dropping kids off, and so I want my oatmeal to stay warm. So she is gonna get this for her oatmeal. It's got a hole in it to let some steam escape, so if you're scrambling your eggs in there, put your finger on there and shake like that before you microwave. All right, so our chicken, I can tell by the smell, is getting pretty good. I'm gonna use my micro grip, and can you guys see right there? I'm gonna start flipping my chicken over so we can get some beautiful grill marks on there and get that chicken cooking. So I'm probably not gonna put all of this in the rice. I'm gonna save some of it because we do like this on salad and to put in wraps. So I'm just cooking it once though, and then I'll split it up once it comes out. All right, so we're gonna put our press back on, let that sit. Let's go over here and look at our egg. I'm gonna use my Baywatch Babe. This is Pamela, she's the biggest one. She's all silicone up top. So I love that I can use her right here in my skillet. All right, so this is my non-stick skillet. I'm doing my egg in there. I want it to kind of get fried-ish, scrambled, I guess, not really scrambled, more fried. And so I'm just kind of moving it around like they do at the hibachi grill, right? All right. So that's cooking up pretty fast. Let me grab one of those prep bowls. All right, so here's the 1 cup prep bowl that I was just using the 3 cup. I love these guys. And there's a doggy sitting right here at my feet. I wish you guys could see this. He is waiting for me to drop something, and I keep telling him he doesn't need to be in here. And the kid, we don't feed him, so I don't know how he learned this. All right, so here's our egg that we're gonna add in a little bit. So I just wanted to kind of break it up. All right, so we got this. All right, so I'm gonna scrape this off and put it in our prep bowl. I'm gonna try not to drop any for the dog. He would love that. All right, so now I need to get some of my veggies ready because I've been over here doing the stovetop stuff. I'm gonna turn that burner off because I wanna come over here to veggies. All right, so let's come over here. Oh, and let's talk about veggies. Okay, so what we're gonna get done first is, I'm gonna get another mat. I have a stack of these cutting mats under here because they are so handy. I just pop another one out. All right, so we're gonna do some onion and carrot. All right, so before you guys got on, I used my julienne peeler to do this one, and I left one more. So I'm not real hard pressed to measure the veggies right now because I know the kids are gonna like it with more carrot. So I'm just gonna take and do this with my julienne peeler. You can see the nice teeth in there, and get your little pieces. My daughter loves doing this for her salads. She does the salad in the jar set. She's 11, she's in 5th grade, and she takes salad to school. Yes, she makes it, I do not, and she takes it to school. So she has learned that healthy eating is very key, and she notices that some of her friends who have allergies have limited things they can take, like they can't take a peanut butter and jelly. So she has changed her eating habits all on her own with her friends. Okay, so here is my julienne carrots. I'm gonna add them to our silicone prep bowls. So these are a different kind of prep bowls. These come in a set of 3. This is the 3 cup, this is the 2 cup, and then there's a 1 cup too. All right, so we're gonna put that aside. I'm gonna grab our color-coded knife. Remember I told you there was forged and color-coded? So I'm gonna grab our color-coded knife and use that. This calls for 3 green onions. So I'm just gonna cut my ends off because I don't need them, and just kind of go along and cut. So if you notice, I don't have my finger out like this. You're supposed to knuckle up on your knife like that. All right, and I'm just going down. I've learned cutting habits from Pampered Chef. They have better with my cutting, watching the video and then practicing at shows. So I love that Pampered Chef has made me a better cook. In that aspect. My husband loves that too because he's a much better cook than I am. Actually, he just called on the phone and he doesn't know I'm doing a live video right now. So, all right, so there's our green onion. We got our carrots right there. Let's talk about cauliflower and get this started. So our cauliflower, was just a head of cauliflower, or white broccoli, as my kids used to call it. I'm gonna put it in our Manuel. This is my boyfriend. This is the manual food processor. So I don't need this. I don't need to get out like a big appliance. I just love this little guy. So it's just the blade, the bowl, and then the plunger piece. And then we're just gonna do this. Okay, so I can make little cauliflower rice. I love that I can, let me get another bowl out. Use this to hide vegetables. Like this would be really great also to put inside mac and cheese because that's a great filler for mac and cheese and cut out some of the calories. I can use this to hide other vegetables. I've used this to do a dozen eggs. This weekend we made a pineapple salsa with it at a show. If you guys have the manual food processor, comment below and let me know what you do with your manual food processor. I'm gonna try to read some of these. Sherry says, yes, I want that. Get your list out, guys. Yes. You can also use our website and create a wish list too, so that you can start that process before you even add it to your shopping cart. So make that list long, okay? Build it up and then decide as the posts continue on the party what you want to get now and what you want to get later. I should have cut this one a little smaller. Let me do this again. There we go. I noticed some of them were kind of big because it said to do like little, kind of like florets in here. All right, that's much better. Let's add a few more pieces and we'll get that spiraled around. Slicing and dicing. Some people use this for baby food. My kids have made smoothies with it. I love that it goes in the dishwasher. If this arm gets too tired, you've worked it out today, just rotate it and do it this way. All right, let's check it. All right, so I'm gonna pour that in the bowl. Our cauliflower rice. And I'm gonna get a few more pieces so that we can move this around. It said a medium head, so this, I guess, maybe I should have cut these. I kind of just chunked them off. This is my first time, like I said, doing this recipe, so I probably should have made these just a little bit smaller to start. That might have been more helpful. All right, and then we're gonna check on our chicken too, because I think our chicken's getting close. All right, so let's come over to the chicken. All right, there's our beautiful grill pan. And I'm just gonna take our batter bowl. This is one of our classic items, the classic batter bowl. It's an 8-quart bowl, has the measurements etched in on the side there, so they'll never come off after many years of use. And I'm gonna take our press off and let me just check to see how we're doing. Oh, that looks good. All right, let me see if I need to flip again. This is kind of a habit to flip it a second time, even though I don't usually, you don't have to because the chicken's already cooked, but it's just a habit to flip because some of the juices are down there and I wanna like get some of the juices on this side. Like after the moisture is starting to bubble, you can see some of the water still. All right, so we'll move that around. I'm gonna go ahead, this piece is thin, so we're gonna start with this piece and this one, and then we'll move this around. All right, so this is gonna continue to cook. I turn the heat down. Then we're gonna use my salad choppers. All right, so this is to keep them in place with that little handle. You let that red thing go, and there you go. Now you're gonna notice I'm gonna use mine backwards. I'm gonna put my hand in here like this, and I'm gonna grab my chicken, and I'm just gonna slice and dice it. So this is what I use these all the time for protein. I hardly ever use them for salad. occasionally, like if we're doing taco night or whatever, but I use them for chicken, pork chops, tenderloin, a butt or a shoulder, like to make carnitas. And I love them. They are awesome. They are part of the lifetime guarantee stuff. So that's great. Oh, look at those, some of that juice down there. That's nice. They are dishwasher safe. However, let me show you this up close. You will notice, see the chicken that's right here and right here, it's stuck right there? That chicken will still be there after you dishwash it. So you're gonna use our dual edge cleaning brush to get that out of there. All right, so again, let's chop. So it's got a spring action that pops back. And I love that you can use this lefty or righty. I live with a lefty. My husband's a lefty, so I like to point that out for some things because people ask that at shows. All right, so there's that. Turn that burner off. All right, we're gonna put this all in here. Oh yeah, look at that beautiful stuff there. All right. All right, so I'm actually gonna cook with this again after we get off camera. So I'm gonna leave it sitting there, but I'm gonna slice and dice this chicken. And this like goes through like butter. So if you like chicken salad, chicken on your salad, chicken to dice and just make, you know, something to put like in a soup or a stew that you're making. I like a white chicken chili. It's still kind of cold here in Virginia. We might be getting snow tomorrow, tonight, something, I don't know. But this has been such an easy thing. So I usually, I'm gonna do the other half with the Southwest seasoning so that we have 2 sets and then the kids will be able to eat that up for whatever. So there is our chicken. I'm gonna set this to the side. Let's go back over to veggies because we are getting close to our time. I didn't time this very well. All right, so we've got our cauliflower over here. I still got more to go, so I might have to just put this aside for a second because I also wanted to show you the veggie spiralizer. All right, so with the onion, I'm gonna take the outer layer off. So I just usually slice through it. I take off this end and this end, and then where I put that slit, where did I do that? I can peel off that outer layer really easily. That was just something my mom always did, so I'm gonna peel off that layer, put that to the side. I'm not real good about peeling like that part off. So what I'm gonna show you is our veggie spiralizer. So if you are trying to cut carbs but you still really need that pasta, this is awesome because you can do your summer squash, your zucchini. I've also done cucumbers, carrots, potatoes, sweet potatoes, all sorts of different things you can do in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate this around so you can see. And on this open side here, there's a point that's in here and there's some teeth that's up here. I'm gonna take our onion, I'm gonna push it down just like that. And then I'm gonna rotate it around so you can see where it shoots out right here. All right, let me move my green onions over a little bit. All right, so when I set this right here, it's very gentle. It has very little resistance. And with the layers of the onion, it's just, I'm using it on the standard blade and I'm just going around and around. And then it kind of like, you can kind of feel it stop. And so then that's when I know it's done. All right, so there is our onion. So if you like onion straws or onions like caramelized on your burger, this is so fun, okay? I love this. And then there's usually just a little piece left. So I'll just kind of get rid of that in my trash bowl. And then this comes apart. So I can take that apart. I can take this off. And then this all goes right in the dishwasher just like that. So it's the 4 parts. I'm gonna shove this over here in my sink. All right, so to get this recipe ready, let me look and see what it says to do. All right, so in the saute pan, we're gonna add the sesame oil, the onions, the scallions, the peas and carrots. All right, and then we'll add some garlic. All right, so come back over. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not making anybody seasick, but hopefully the people who are joining us now can catch the tail end of this. So let me actually get the onions in here. All right, so there are our onions. We have some sesame oil we're gonna add. So I'm using my measuring spoons here. Can you guys see? Let's see. All right, so we got our heat on. We turned the heat up a little bit. So I'm gonna do 1, it says to do 2, 1 tablespoon. So my 1 tablespoon is in the dishwasher from dinner. So I just used a 1/2 tablespoon and did 2. So we used some math tonight. All right, so we just set that over there. That's getting warmed up. And I'm just gonna actually use the same spatula that I was using as that gets on there. Okay, so we're gonna add our onion. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute while it comes to temperature. Grab my garlic and talk to you about garlic for a second. Somebody recently told me that when you find garlic that still has the root, that's good imported garlic. But when you have it cut off, it's not. So that could be something that we can Google later and see. This is a bulb of garlic, okay? The way you pick a bulb of garlic is by smell. If it smells like nothing or kind of earthy, it's good. If it smells like garlic or is growing green things, it is not good. Do not buy that one. The way to remember what your garlic should look like is picture your men's undies, white, tight, and snug. That's what your garlic should look like. The first time I ever went to a Pampered Chef show, I wanted to recreate the recipe for my husband, and it called for 2 cloves of garlic. I bought 2 of these. Don't make that mistake, all right? So, we're gonna set that aside because we'll use that in a minute. We've got our onion going in here. I'm wondering how long it's gonna take for my teenager to come down and ask for something to eat. All right, so there's that. Now you might think, oh, Tiffany, those onions are kind of long because you were using, you know, those veggie spiralizer. I'm just gonna take my salad choppers and I'll just chop them a few more because you can use metal in both of our new sets of cookware. So in the stainless and in the non-stick. So we're just gonna use this and chop up that onion so nobody gets a really long, obnoxious piece. And then has to slurp it. All right, so there's our onion. All right, and then it says what? Onion, scallions, and carrots. All right, so here's our scallions. Remember we cut those up earlier. And then we said our carrots. We're gonna add all of our carrots. That was almost like 2 cups of carrots. And then it said a bag of frozen peas. So luckily I have another set of kitchen shears over here because I have like 4 pairs of these that I can just take this bag and open it right up. And it says to take the frozen ones and put them in there like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we're gonna let this stir. So that's the onion, the scallion, the julienne carrots, the peas, a little sesame oil for the flavor, and we're bringing that all up. So with the moisture from the frozen peas, that's gonna be good in there too. Moving that all around while I'm stirring. I'm gonna look to see what you guys say. But that smells good. Oh, it sure does. And then caramelized, sounds wonderful. All right, so we're moving all this around. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit for just a second. Let's check to see what else. I'm gonna read my, you know, I have a cheat sheet, guys, just like you guys would have this if you're cooking this at home. All right, so the sesame oil, the onions, the scallions, the peas, the carrots. Oh, and now we're gonna do some garlic too. About 3 or 4 minutes until it's soft. Raise the heat to medium high, which is where I am. All right, so let's get my garlic press. All right, so while we're letting that sit. All right, so here's your standard Pampered Chef garlic press. You do not need to make this garlic naked, all right? It is not that kind of a party. Do not take his clothes off. All right, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take one of these cloves. All right, see, there's my clove. Here's my garlic press. I put it so it's crescent side down in the press. All right, and then we're gonna squeeze his brains out. Oh, and it's squirting right in there. You might not be able to see that too close. And then when I open it up, there's the peel right inside there. All right, and because of my garlic tool, let's see where that is. Must be in my dishwasher. So I'll just use my shears right here. I usually have the tool handy and I just pull that peel right on out. We'll put that in our trash bowl. And then we're gonna do some more garlic. Garlic tastes good, right guys? Keeps the vampires away. Squeeze, oh, we don't want that piece in there. Pampered, not perfect. All right, so we're squeezing all the garlic brains out. When you squish garlic and you press it like I'm doing right now, you're releasing the most essential oils versus leaving it whole or slicing it. So because I want the maximum flavor, that's why I'm pressing it. All right, there goes number 3, right in the pot. And we are going to pull out that peel. I'm just making a pile over here now and put that right in the sink. And that goes right in my dishwasher too. All right, so I'm gonna stir all of our veggies, our onion, our sesame oil that went in there. And you could definitely follow any fried rice recipe that you like. All right, but I feel like that onion looks pretty soft and almost translucent, so that's really what I'm looking for. And moving those peas and carrots around too. So those of you who are catching the replay, because it's kind of early California time, you'll have to comment with your questions as the video goes along so that I can come back and answer any questions that you may have. All right, so we have that. So where did my recipe go? Oh, back here. All right, so let me get our cauliflower rice. That's back over here. And I forgot to pour the other one in here, so let me grab that. All right, so I kind of had the bowl that I was storing it in, and then here's the manual food processor. So I'm gonna dump that in there and dump this in here. That's a lot of cauliflower, and I still have more left over there. So I'll probably do that a little bit more off screen so I don't bore you guys with doing more cauliflower. But we're gonna add that in. Then the last thing we need to add is some soy sauce. So I've got that measured out. Here's an example of our Easy Read measuring cup. They come with a set of 3, and then there is a 1 cup, 2 cup, and 3 cup. They all nest inside. This is the little extra baby that is no longer available, but it's one of my favorites. So it's my reminder to tell you about our online outlet that we have, that you can shop there anytime, and it has products that have been discontinued on there, so you never know what you're gonna find, and you can get to that when you're not part of a show. However, we have recently learned that you're gonna be able to add outlet items to shows soon. We just don't know when. All right, so let's add our soy sauce. And it said you could add more than 3 tablespoons. I just started with 3 to kind of see what it looks like, and we'll taste it too to kind of see if we need more soy sauce. All right, but that's looking pretty good, don't you think? You could add, I forgot, but I could have gotten broccoli today. I could have added some red pepper. You know, whatever you like in your stir fry would be excellent to add in here. So we're gonna let this sit. It says 5 or 6 minutes so that the cauliflower kind of cooks down. And then when it's done, I'll add in our egg, and then I'll add in our grilled chicken, and I will take a picture for you guys so you can see the final product. I'm really sorry you can't taste it, but my family is gonna thoroughly enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's video, our live video, and you learned something new. My mom always says you learn something new every day, and if you don't, you weren't listening. So I hope you share this with other people, invite them to Sherry's event, because we have a couple more days to go. You can add them to this event, they can catch the replay, and I have more posts coming, so stay tuned on the Facebook event. Thanks so much. Have a good night.